Good evening.
How's it going?
Hello.
Welcome
What's
to
up?
another edition of Supernatural Talk and a rare episode where it's Leap Day.
That's right.
Yep, that is correct.
This is Leap Day, so you guys know what that means, don't you?
That we're in rare form.
Wait, Jan's actually saying, is the guest tonight Eileen?
We were just talking. 2024 has been crazy for me lately.
I think it has for
Well,
everyone.
it's about to get worse because here in a couple of months we're going to be going into the primaries, and then we're going to have the shit show that's coming up in October.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And we're just less than 24 hours away from, well, not even that, a few hours away from entering March. So that's obviously making things a lot more, how else can I really say it? Nerve-wracking, I guess.
Well, to be honest, I'm ready for February to be over with.
I don't know what I'm ready for anymore.
Well, first of all, you're at a gala
Hmm.
ceremony. You're you're here, there, and everywhere.
And then having to go to different functions for work. It's like, oh my gosh, everything caught up to me from work. Um, like having to go to events. I mean, I'm complaining about free food, free alcohol. Yeah.
Free
Don't
darts,
complain
everything.
about free food.
Yeah, seriously, come on.
Look,
Those
I was telling Jeremy that I just started the carnivore diet.
carnivore diet.
Can't eat anything that doesn't come from an animal.
You sure you're not
And
doing that for
so I've been
Lent?
having like the headaches and all because I'm not getting all the carbs and all. But anyway, so this week we the staff bought steaks for lunch with baked potato. So I'm like, oh crap. Then today, now the other day we had sausage for breakfast, so that was good.
That's a 5 course dinner right there.
Yeah,
And then
really.
today we had McAllister's, and like, how can you try to do it with at McAllister? So I had to peel everything and just eat
Shot.
just the meat.
Voice sounds like Barry White. I
Well,
kind of did actually when it was warm out.
We are in that unusually weird weather thing. Some Carrie from my team said that winter and summer are having a custody battle over us because we're
Pretty
going
much.
from 60 to snow, back up to 60 to tornado weather, and
Oh,
now we're
God.
back down in the 20s and 30s.
yeah, I had to check on Nick because when I was at the at darts, I saw that there was confirmed touchdowns. Of course, I don't know where these places are.
Oh my God, it was bad over here. We were really lucky. I mean, it's nothing like we've ever experienced, at least especially during this time of the year. Very unusual.
No, this time of year we're supposed to be recovering from 20 feet of snow dumped on us.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. In fact, when I took cover, because when we got the tornado warning, we went downstairs. We obviously ran down to the basement quickly, and while we're taking cover, I start getting because we were fortunate enough to still have power, so we had Channel 9 on, and I started getting reports of at least 10 other tornadoes in the area. I mean, there was like a nightmare was unfolding for us. There was like literally other supercell thunderstorms were spawning multiple tornadoes. Little did we realize, at least at the time, Illinois was in the grip of a rare February tornado outbreak.
I mean, it was all. I mean, it was all over the news Tuesday night. But I'm glad you were okay.
Yeah, we were extremely lucky. The hardest hits was in Aurora and Batavia and what was that last? Oh, Sound Grove. They got not necessarily they got houses destroyed, but they were heavily damaged. And actually, I decided to put these up. Jeremy, I showed this to you earlier, but this is actually some of the. I have at least 5 photographs. This is what it looked like. They're pretty scary, but at the same time, beautiful pictures. Check this out.
Oh,
See, that right there, that picture right there, to me, that is beautiful.
It is.
now did you send that in to the? Or did you get that, or did you take that?
I took it. Someone else shared it. I copied them.
Okay, I'm about to say stuff like that. You definitely need to send to your local news station if it was ever you.
I was gonna say if it was me, then yeah, definitely. And from what I'm speculating in this picture, it's not really a tornado, but I believe it's actually a mesocyclone because that's how they normally look. But that perfect shot of the lightning bolt right below it, that's just incredible.
It really is. That is not something that would be easily captured with everything that's going on in this picture.
Now the next ones, these are a little bit smaller. This is where things actually got a lot more scarier. These next photos were taken, believe it or not, we actually have a town called Sandwich, which is actually about 50 miles southwest of us. And this was what was originally going to hit us. This is when one of the tornadoes touched down. Right behind that house. That's pretty scary looking.
You know what that makes me think of when I see that picture, Nick?
What's that?
I think of the Dementors from the Harry Potter series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. I never even saw that. Wow.
That was the first thing that I saw, is the Dementors.
It's a pretty menacing image, nonetheless. And then this next one, this was, I think, of the supercell thunderstorm itself. This one is probably just as good as well, actually, no, this is the secondary picture of the tornado.
Yeah, that's if it weren't for, I'm guessing that's a hotel right underneath it. If it wasn't for that, I would almost think that was like a reverse negative.
It's kind of hard to say because I think part of this was also a video, so the camera was probably moving when the image was taken. This next one here, here's the one I was looking for. This one is really fascinating with the different colors. Once again, showing the mesocyclone, and then you could actually see very briefly a funnel below that. I'm not sure if that's the same tornado or not, but that's pretty impressive.
Well, look at the clouds. It looks very heavily pixelated, but when you look at the houses underneath, it's not.
It's not at all.
No, Brad.
I'm hidden.
Eileen is back there hiding behind the pictures.
No, Chris, I did not take these pictures. These were from someone was sharing them out. And then
Dancing behind the picture.
I got one final picture. This is probably the scariest of them all. Check this one out.
Oh my, that looks really, really close.
That has to be no more than a few hundred yards. And
that actually makes me think of science fiction.
I was actually just thinking, it literally looks like a scene from the movie Twister.
There you go, Brad.
What did he say?
No, look at Eileen.
Oh.
Take the comic down and you'll see it clearly now.
Hey, hold on 1 second.
No, Nick, if you had left the picture up but took the comments off.
Oh, wait. Okay, hang on. Let me try that again. Oh, there we go.
Now you can see Eileen. Adrian is not feeling good tonight, so that's why she's not here.
Yeah, it's like the drive-in scene from the movie Twister. Yeah, it just looks like a scene out of it. But yeah, that's what almost hit us that night. So we were definitely very lucky.
Yeah.
Well, on the good news, last weekend, the reason I couldn't do late is I had to, last Thursday, I had packed for my trip. I had an awesome time in Georgia.
You were in Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
You went all the way over there, huh?
I went to Georgia.
Atlanta or?
No, I went to Pine Mountain.
Pine Mountain. spinning with her fingers. Who is this Facebook user?
That is Robert White.
Oh, Robert White from Australia. Okay.
Now me and my friend just went for the weekend. We went to a winery and just had some good times.
Oh yeah, you always have a good time at the winery. Look at that cheesy grin.
Not me. I can't drink for at least a month now, so I'm not doing too good on that.
You can't drink?
That carnivore diet thing.
Because of my diet.
Wonderful.
I would have said, Eileen, I'm going to have have you step off the camera and walk a straight line for us.
She doesn't have any room in her house to do that.
Well, she could just walk outside.
Yes.
Yeah, going from a 5-bedroom to a 3, doesn't go too well.
Now, I do have a spot of good news. The one good news that I have this week. Last week, well, actually, Sunday, I started a second network. For all you wrestling fans, I have created the Universal Wrestling Network.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is strictly for wrestling. It is not going to be tied into Things Network in any way. It is going to be its own entity. The only connection between the two is that my show Marks on Wrestling with Donald is on both networks. Currently, it's the only one on that network right now. But I do have some people who have contacted me about creating a show of their own and putting it on the network. So we're gonna see what happens.
Good luck.
Yeah. We're gonna see what happens.
I wouldn't be surprised, Sean.
Oh, and I did also get some really good news today too. I'm not gonna say what it was, but somebody did something amazing for me today that I never expected. And it
Female mud wrestling show choice.
I don't know, Brad. I don't know about that.
Don't push on it, Brad. You're giving Eileen ideas.
That was back in the teenage years.
Set me.
That was back in some teenage years there.
If this was 15 years ago, Brad, that's what WWE did a lot. They did that a lot. But no, somebody did something amazing for me. Totally unexpected. And to be quite honest, it was kind of needed. But very appreciative too. I have no idea who it was, but I just know that somebody had done something amazing for me today.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward. Yeah.
Show better.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, I wouldn't really know that, but it's not.
It's like a definitive no, it's not, but yet not talking from experience.
You got something to say to us, Eileen, when you talk later?
Well, don't forget, allegedly her face is on the cover of a VHS box.
Is it something involving wrestling?
Well,
All of that.
it's wrestling, but that's about as far as I'll say.
Chris makes a good point. It depends if you get to eat the Jello afterwards.
No, I don't know if I'd want to eat Jello after somebody's been rolling around.
I don't think I would either. How about pudding?
And yeah,
Don't remember what?
don't remember. All right, Nick, what do you know? Remember?
I don't know what Brad's talking about.
Sure, you don't.
Sean's asking, how about pudding though?
Hmm.
No, I'd like to eat my pudding. Um, and yeah, Chris, I did notice that Virgil had passed away.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Virgil was a wrestler back in the '90s. He was only 61 years old, but he had a couple of strokes. Said that he was suffering from dementia. I did not realize. I knew that he had some health issues, but I had no idea that it was as bad as it was.
Brad's saying I don't remember the VHS tape.
Oh, he remembers that. Well, he remembers the story behind it.
Maybe. And no, I was never mud wrestling, Chris. Where are you coming up with that idea?
Just say, thank goodness there was no cell phones back in my day.
Well, they had have video cameras back then, so you
No,
never know.
but
There
you
could
knew
have been
those were out. Those were, even the small ones were this big.
say, you sure? Because there could have been a hidden camera thing going on.
There were cell phones in the '90s, but I don't think they started putting cameras in them until after the year 2000.
No, they were like big boxes. They were like bricks.
Yeah.
Almost.
I mean, I don't know if I could grow up in this day and age. There's too much evidence out there.
God damn
It
it,
stays
Brad.
with you forever.
God damn it, Brad.
Well, it'd have been a very different time, though. So
I enjoyed the time I grew up.
But you're only 24.
I know.
yeah, so technically, she still hasn't grown up.
No, she
You know
hasn't.
what? I'll probably be 54 and still haven't grown up.
Polaroids were bad enough.
Yeah, but you could snag those and burn those quickly.
Not if someone made a copy of it first.
You couldn't make copies of the Polaroid.
No, I think Jan is talking about the ones that when you take them, you hear that
Yep.
right out.
And then you had to shake them and make.
Actually, Chris, that is a great idea.
Run
that's
for
what
office.
I am going to run for office so that I can find out what I have done in my past.
Look, there's.
I think we'd be more interested in wanting to know Eileen's past if she ran for office.
You know what, Nick? I think we got a pretty good idea of some of the stuff.
I was sweet and innocent. And see, and none of y'all know me from the past, so none of y'all can deny that.
You sure you're that innocent as you claim you are?
I was so innocent back in my day.
Oh shit!
I'm not so sure, but you gotta have to prove that to us.
And Joe brings up another one. Another wrestler passed away. I think it was the day before Virgil did. Ole Anderson, who back in the day wasn't really that popular a person behind the scenes. Not a lot of people liked him.
Who?
Ole Anderson.
Oh, okay.
So,
Have
what
you
else
ever
we
just
got?
sat down and just really thought, like, if they could ever come up with a way to take you back to your past, where's that one thing you would change?
That one thing that I would change?
That one thing that could have just changed the entire course of your life. Ooh, I went deep on you.
Not encountering those beef sticks. Those damn beef sticks kind of ruined me.
Yeah, probably.
Well, we've had the talk around here about if you could take the one pill and get X amount of millions of dollars, or take the one pill and go back in time with the knowledge which would you do?
Man, that's a toughie.
Well, if you go back with the knowledge that you have, one, you are just adding that many more years you get to stay alive. Um, and if you know of that one person that you had a crush on and finds out that that person had a crush on you, go back in time, go for it.
But then you think about, like in my situation, one, you know, 1 second delay changing the course, even though it would be, you would have the knowledge of what, like if you still want to, you still find your spouse, you do all that, but your kids may not be your kids. There's so much more that could just change, that if you knew that you had kids out there, and you knew of your children, but they would not be your children anymore.
Hmm.
See, now, if it was money versus that, I would always go back, because if with the knowledge, you could still make the money.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's true.
Especially if you know the results of the Super Bowl, the World Series, you can bet $500 on that and instantly know that you're going to get however much money back.
Or you could go
So
and
we're basically talking back
Walmart
to
and Google.
too.
Yeah, stocks. You could go do stocks. But yeah,
That's right. Hey,
but
Kelly.
yeah, that one thing that you could change, that's that ticket.
My stocks have actually been doing well. I've had
Well, somebody's is.
I'm on Robinhood. I'm on Robinhood, the app, and I haven't touched my stocks in over 2 years. And they have been doing very, very poorly that whole time. Then all of a sudden, just in this last week and a half, everything has shot up. And I have no idea what the hell is going on, but I can't cash it in because even at where it's at now, I am still sitting at a loss.
Kelly, wish me a happy birthday. Thanks. My birthday was a few days ago, but I still appreciate it though. Either way, thanks, Kelly. Huh?
She's too late.
I've still literally been still getting birthday wishes these last few days. It's like I can't escape
it.
It
doesn't stop.
I can't escape
Birthday
it.
month. It's birthday month.
I'm not complaining. Not complaining at all. I think I just hit like 300 wishes.
Somebody was trying to wish you a happy birthday and ended up posting it on my page.
Wait, what? Wait. Story about this. What happened?
Somebody posted it on my page and then about a minute and a half later took it off. It was on your birthday. I was thinking, could I just happen to be looking? And there was a notification, so-and-so posted on my page. I went to look and happy birthday. Wait a minute, it's not my birthday. Today is Nick's birthday. And in 2 minutes, it was already gone. Okay,
That's funny.
He was kind of funny. But let's see here.
No, Chris, I still haven't got my driver's license yet. I'm still working on it. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Joe. Yeah, I don't know if really I would go back and change anything because even the most minute of things can drastically change today. Think about that one episode on The Simpsons where Homer Simpson was going back in time and accidentally stepping on the mosquito.
Yeah, Treehouse of Horror. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and it kept changing everything.
It was the toaster that he had. He turned the toaster into a time machine when he first got his hand stuck in the toaster.
Well, why not? A DeLorean got turned into a toaster. Hell, somebody turned a hot tub into into a time machine. Somebody turned a hot tub into a time machine.
I need to watch that one of these days. It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
It's funny.
I suppose if you could have one superpower to do the job you currently have, what power?
Get people to read my stories.
So like mind control?
No, just read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think mine would be mind reading.
Yeah, I hung out with someone from my past. We talked forever. I came up asking why I didn't choose them at 20. I gave reasons, but I admit if we stayed together, we'd probably married and have 10 kids by now. Jeez. Oh, yeah, there is that movie called Teleportation and a Medical Courier. I picked teleport. Geez, everyone's choosing teleportation.
Now,
That-
teleportation would be cool. That,
Yeah.
or like I said, that or mind reading.
Yeah, teleportation would be nice. If I wanted to go and see Eileen, I could be there in just a second.
But I could go see you too.
Oh, and you know what that means? I'm
That
not
means
even
I'll
gonna
be in Illinois.
You guys took the words right out of my mouth.
Brad had mentioned it earlier.
Chad.
Woo, Chad. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Jan, I'm afraid to tell you, Eileen's the one who does the smacking.
I get it done. I get it smacked every now and then at darts.
Oh.
I wouldn't even ever be able to hide from Adrian. Yeah, that would be true, Brad.
Yeah, you'd be on the run the whole time.
he would be running like every like really going round and round the planet to escape Adrian. See, I teleport and I get bring him nothing but beef sticks. BS8? What the hell is BS8 documentary? Teleport to Cherry, stroke the beer.
Well, I gotta grow it first.
You're not used to having everything so short now.
Well,
Now it's getting longer, but
I
still.
was gonna say his hair is starting to get longer. In fact,
yeah, it is.
Jeremy, I gotta say, I think the first time I met you, I think that's when your hair was actually that long, believe it or not. When I first came onto the show.
Nick, I don't remember shit.
Sounds personal, Jerry.
Everything is personal, Chris.
Boy Scouts of America. Of all the vaults you could teleport into and get money.
Oh yeah, the banks would have to figure out a way to make it. Yeah, the banks would have a problem with that.
See, if we could really just teleport, what would stop us from going anywhere at any time? For me, nothing.
Yeah,
It would save a lot of money on gas.
it would.
I think it probably would put gas stations out of business. Well, maybe not out of business, but they certainly wouldn't have as much gas then.
They certainly wouldn't be making the profits that they're making.
No, they wouldn't. They definitely wouldn't.
The thing about gas stations, just in the last 2 weeks, I filled up on Sunday night last week. It was $3.39. The next day, and I used a 10-cent discount, so I actually paid $3.29. The next day, price of gas was $3.29. The day after that, it was $3.19. Then it just kept going down and down until it was $2.99. And I thought, holy cow. And then all of a sudden, the very next day, it was $3.49. these gas companies are playing with us.
They are. I mean, Brad just made a good point. Gas stations don't make their money off their gas.
Bullshit, they don't.
No, they
No,
don't.
they actually make more just from the stuff inside the store.
Is this still Robert White, by the way? Writing, say, landing inside a mountain may stop you. Is that still Robert?
Yes.
Okay. All the crap you buy inside the 200% markup that they make their money.
Yeah, I used to, like I said, I used to work at a convenience store, like high school, some college days, and yeah, they don't make a lot of their profits on gas. It's the gas that gets you there to get you in the store to buy stuff. They really hated when it was pay at the pumps because people, don't go in as much.
I avoid the inside of the gas stations. The only time I'll go in there is just to use the restroom after I've already filled up on gas. But no, I don't. I won't buy anything inside of the gas station if I can help it.
I still remember this too. Speaking of the gas stations, there was that one gas station that we stopped at, Jeremy, when we were on our way to the temple in Kansas, and there was that whole altercation that was going on inside the gas station. Remember that? You actually told me. I didn't know about it because I had my headphones on, and I didn't. And I saw them when you were talking about. I could actually hear. I then heard them outside, still yelling.
I do remember that. I completely forgot about that. I do remember because it started inside and then they took it outside and just kept going.
I just remember, like, I think I was like, we better get out of here because it was like getting pretty bad. And this guy, I think he said he threatened that he was going to like break the window of a nearby car. And I mean, he was really pissed off.
Yeah, I do remember that.
The weirdest thing was, I still remember this, was that I think I came to that realization that if I didn't realize the seriousness of the situation, I probably would have actually found it quite funny because the way how this guy was yelling at this other dude was like, it reminded me of like one of those Scared Straight programs.
Hey guys,
like,
I'll be right back.
Okay. It was like one of those Scared Straight programs. This guy was just the way how he was yelling.
Robert, are you sure that is gallons and not liters where you're at?
Oh, asking Robert, yeah, in Australia.
Yeah, he's saying that gas is $7.52 there.
Jeez.
But
Big old Tom's in the house.
That is gallon. But I thought they were liters down there.
I worked in gas stations for 20 plus years. Wow. Still $7.52 a gallon here, he said.
Well, we usually. Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm saying gas with an accent, Brad, but that's just how I say it. I guess so. I guess it is Midwestern. What's up, Rich? Yeah, they said they do use liters multiplied by 4.
Gee.
What do you want me to say? Don't you know, Chad? What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Don't you know?
I don't even say that. But no, I just didn't think I was saying gas with an accent, but I guess I am. I guess probably just never realized it.
Chris, you don't have any PTO or anything like that?
Bro. Oh, I thought, you know what? I thought he was yelling at us. So he's yelling at Rich. Okay. But yeah, that's like the only time I've ever seen like an altercation at a gas station like that. That was something.
Oh, independent
contractor.
That would be. Chris.
Pickle Tom.
Since we're on that, since you brought that up, I want to ask you about your insurance, Chris. Do you have to get Cobra, or are you able to go through another, um, get insurance somewhere else? Now, there's a reason why I ask. I got a very friendly letter last week from my work. They are canceling my insurance because I had been out of work for so long. The headquarters had adapted, okay. The headquarters had adopted a new policy saying that inactive employees will no longer have insurance after 7 months. After that 7 months, everything goes away. You have medical insurance, dental, vision. In fact, I have it right here. Life insurance, accidental death and disability, long-term disability. Now, kind of go along here with me. No, workman. This is my work insurance. Has nothing to do with workman's comp. So, long-term disability, you pay X amount per paycheck for long-term disability in case something happens, you can't come back to work. You can draw on that. They're taking that away from me. Critical illness, accident, and hospital indemnity. Everything ends April 30th. All right. Now, for those who follow my video updates that I put out about the stories of my injuries, they waited 15 months to say anything to me that I am responsible for my insurance premiums. Keep that in mind. They waited 15 months. In all that time, with the exception of a couple times in January and one time in March of 2022, I would get a text message, "Hey, how are you doing?" A year after that last text message, I get that first letter saying that I was informed that I'm supposed to be paying for my insurance, and which I never was. And I did get that confirmed that they never told me. So I started paying the insurance knowing that it was going to really hurt me on everything else. So far, I've been doing okay. Now they decide to cut my insurance and say they are going to give me information on Cobra, which would be 3 times minimum the amount what I was paying for work insurance. Now, I did send an email to my lawyer saying, are they even allowed to do that?
Brett's even asking, being at that you got hurt at work, they can't cut off your insurance, can they?
That's what I'm finding out. That's what I'm finding out.
The workman's camp, it's different, isn't it?
Comp,
Excuse me. I'm sorry, I got that wrong.
workman's comp. So
They aren't allowed to cancel if they can require you to pay for it.
yeah. And they waited 15 months before even saying anything to me about it. Nobody said anything to me about it. So by the time I started making my first payment, I was already more than almost $4,000 in arrears. If they want me to pay that back, that ain't happening. You caused that arrears.
Right.
You did not tell me shit. So right now I'm waiting on word from the lawyer. Hey, are they allowed to do this? When you adopt a policy like that in the middle of all this, shouldn't I be grandfathered in with the old policy until everything is done? I'm waiting to find out what he says. I emailed him today, so hopefully he'll get back with me tomorrow. If not Monday, um, then I'm going to go from there.
Chris's brother-in-law almost got $100,000 in debt when insurance pulled some crap on him. Got it figured, but I don't know the
All
details.
the same crap on him.
All the same crap. Okay, I didn't realize that's what it meant. Okay.
So here we go again. So with all of this, are there any charity programs out there that is specifically to help people who are hurt badly on the job and can't go back for X amount of time? Is there anything out there to help them out so that they don't lose their homes? Because I am in a few support groups on Facebook for this whole thing, and several people have said that it's caused them to lose their homes, their jobs, everything. And I'm thinking, how can that even be allowed?
Jansing Medical Charity.
But is it specifically for those that are on workman's comp and going through this stuff?
Chris, what he's saying is there are, but you have to really hunt for them.
And why should we have to hunt for them?
Yeah.
Well, I know here for like Social Security, for disability, you have to try 3 times. And everybody kept saying that. And guess what? It took 3 times to actually get approved for disability, even with doctors saying you can't work. And then you have to wait, I think it's 6 months before you can actually be even eligible for it. And everybody kept telling me that they'll go back and back pay you. Well, here they won't back pay you.
Oh my God.
Well, Mississippi, you get to lose your house.
Jeez.
Yeah. So why are so many people having to suffer because they got hurt on the job?
Insurance doesn't want to find them, and they have the money, but Chris does great. Now, well, Jan's also saying, too, is there's programs that help pay off medical and actually call the hospital and talk to a financial advisor.
Well, the workman's comp is taking care of all of my appointments, my surgeries, medicine that comes from these surgeries. So they are paying all of that. But what really hurts is what they are paying you for your weekly benefits.
I still think it's horrible that Indiana doesn't allow you to sue your employer when you get hurt on the job. That is not right.
I think it's like that in most states.
Because it was their fault for not inspecting everything properly.
But the workman's comp, they will pay the injured 2/3 of their paycheck, which theoretically comes out to what your take-home pay would be. It's not like that for me. They are basing the 2/3 of my paycheck based off of a 40-hour week. The way that my schedule worked is I worked 36 hours one week and 48 hours the next week. So that's 8 hours of overtime I was getting every single paycheck. And I brought that up to them. No, we only base it straight off of 40. Well, then you're giving me less than 2/3 of my paycheck then. Then when work came in and wanted me to pay for my insurance premiums, where that would have been taken out before my take-home pay is now coming out of the take-home pay.
More worried about personal expenses, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So if I'm worried about the personal experiences, how many hundreds and thousands of people are having to do the same thing because they got hurt on the job and have to stay out as long as I have been?
So
I have
that's why
seen
I
people.
picked up That's why I have the Aflac.
Yeah, I have seen people, stories of people that have been off for 5 years, longer than that. So imagine what they're going through, and have gone through.
It's a one out of. See, I can never read these damn things.
It could be either a fourth or a third.
Fourth or third.
etc.
See,
A quarter or a third. Yeah. And I had my lawyer message them numerous times about, hey, are you really paying him what he needs, what he should be getting? And they just keep ignoring him. I turn in my receipts for supplies. I turn in my mileage. The first go around, they paid everything. Receipts, that is. They've been skimping me on the mileage. And I've turned in a new round months ago. Crickets. That's all I get. I'm getting tired of it. And
I don't blame you.
yeah. So if that's happening to me, how many other people is this happening to?
It's probably happening to a lot.
Yeah. And I read so many horror stories from these people every single day in these groups. And it's like nobody can find the help that they need. And nobody is allowed to make any income because workman's comp can use that against them.
Mine has only been short term.
It's just ridiculous.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. So there needs to be a program that is easily accessible and not hard to find that can help people out so that they don't lose their homes.
Mm-hmm.
If you get hurt on the job, how fair is that for you to lose your house? Because
Yeah, I mean it's not your fault to get injured. Then all of a sudden say, well, you still got to pay up and all this other crazy nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask. Have you talked to your mortgage company and see if there's anything they can kind of work out?
I have been trying to avoid that because number one, they're the bank, and banks don't care about people. But I'm going to have to because my mortgage went up $120 a month.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, new business idea. A company that helps you find that help or provides it one way or the other.
Anything.
Yeah, just whatever out there that can be necessary to try to help you out in this kind of thing.
Yeah, anything. So far I'm doing okay, but there's going to come a time it's like, shit,
Yeah.
you need to stop.
See, I just can't even think of like what it's going to be like years from now. I mean, especially now that some things like we were just talking a few minutes ago about like gas prices and stuff, but not even just that kind of stuff, just things in general. Prices are getting so much higher now. So it's like, how do you support yourself, especially if you don't have that kind of support system and they're still asking to pay up? And you get what I mean by that?
Yeah. Everybody gets a cost of living raise. Well, most everybody, I should say. We don't. We are still stuck at that 2/3 pay from whenever we get hurt. So for me, I am still stuck at that rate that I was in almost 2.5 years ago.
I'm really surprised this hasn't happened. I mean, for like not only just your case, but just with a lot of people in general that, are going through the same thing. And with prices getting higher and stuff, I'm really surprised we have not entered another depression. And it was almost 100 years ago, like with the stock market crash. Like, it doesn't have to be a stock market crash, but how have we not even entered another depression when we're facing these
We
challenges?
had a recession about 15 so years ago.
Well, yeah, there was a recession, but as far as an actual depression like it was back in the 30s, I just don't know how we haven't had history repeat itself like this because of these prices and all these other issues.
History will always repeat itself as long as people are money hungry.
So, well, Jan does make a good point. We never left the depression. That's honestly, I have to agree with her on that. I actually remember even back when I was in high school, my mom once told me that, believe it or not, we are kind of in some type of depression. The era is never really truly over. So, I mean, things may have changed, but a depression like this lasts for many years, sometimes even decades.
Look, bring Robert's comment up.
This one right here.
Yes.
Groceries go up in price. Nothing happens. Rum gets targeted to have a price hike, and everyone loses their minds.
Now tell me, what is wrong with that statement?
As I would probably put it, almost like greed, and also, I'm more bothered by the price hike that, with everyone losing their minds.
Yeah. See, from that comment, people are okay if the price of groceries goes up, price of milk, price of bread, price of whatever.
But don't touch my alcohol.
Yeah. But when alcohol goes up, shit hits the fan.
Well, it's not even just that. I mean, well, you know what? I could even speak that from experience because you guys all know I work at a grocery store. So,
yeah, but that's the thing. Why are people getting mad because alcohol is getting a price hike, but not getting mad when everything else gets raised?
Because the alcohol keeps us from killing people.
Well, it's not even just that. I mean, for working at the store that I'm at, I always notice a lot of times that, and Robert's absolutely right. I see it over here too, where customers really don't think too much about prices, even if they have gone up. I don't really see what obviously happens in the alcohol area, even though it's right next to the produce area. I'm not in liquor, so I work in produce. So I don't know exactly what it's like when prices go up. But I will say this though, at least the prices we have in produce, when there's like a sale or something on it, or whatever the case is, when it comes to a certain price that's either gone up or down, that too sometimes drives everyone crazy. And they actually will start arguing with us about, well, this was like a day or so ago. And then they blame it like it's our fault, when in reality, it wasn't us that made that decision. It wasn't even that time. Sometimes the store that made the decision fully. It's the company above it, the corporate guys. Got a friend that was injured at work. He has never settled. His lawyers make sure the company pays for all medical bills, ties all his health issues to on-the-job injury. Lawyer at the company paid a handicap accessible his house and any apartment he rents while traveling for his new career field as a safety man.
Jesse, how long was he off of work?
Wouldn't that be the truth, Joe? Smoke a joint, the whole world might get along.
But then we'd be both eating.
I wouldn't be surprised if that also would happen, even like with marijuana companies that are legal in particular states.
Now the thing about settlement, a lot of people have said that when they settled, one of the conditions of their settlement is they have to resign from their job. Tell me, what is fair in that? Why should I have to go look for another job, start at bottom tier, and then work my way back up to seniority and having the amount of PTO time that I'm supposed to have here now?
Oh my God! Look what Jesse said. He was burnt over 75% and lost both of his legs.
He got a real bad.
Jeez. What's that?
Real bad.
Yeah. So this whole thing of them, like people who are seriously injured in the job, and in this case, losing a limb in this case, and there's, I mean, really, you really think that after someone's been seriously injured like that, and you're expecting them to still pay for what you want them to pay? I mean, that's just, I don't even know what to call it.
I was talking to Angelia's behavior analysis yesterday. No, not yes. Yeah, yesterday. And she was telling me that companies should not be allowed to do what they do and basically run over the people that get hurt.
You're right, Brad.
You know, I've been at my company now officially for 15 years. I had just celebrated 13 years with them when I got hurt. I was there 13 years and 15 days when I got hurt. Freak accident. If I had not been in that spot, it still would have happened. It just wouldn't have happened to me. So I just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, but yet it's like I'm being punished.
Joe, I have heard of that story. That is just so painful to listen to.
So for those of us workers that work hard, literally giving our lives to these companies that don't give a shit about us.
You know,
they prove it that they don't give a shit about us.
Well, and you know what? That's literally something that we sometimes have to go through at our store too. I mean, it's just like, honestly, the best way I could describe this, because reality is, and I think we see this with a lot of companies out there, like especially when you're having corporate or something involved, they really don't care the least bit. It's like they get the position, it gives them instant access to certain things that we don't get to have. They make more money out of it, and they don't even really give very much respect to a lot of their lower-ranking employees who've literally been working our tail ends and breaking our backs to keep things going. And what's even worse is it's almost like a sign of manipulation. Like you take, like, say, the biggest, meanest, uncaring manager out there, you put them out front, you have them help out with customers and stuff, and people are going around like saying, oh, look at this great manager. He's such a nice, friendly, caring guy. They're putting on a happy face with the kids, acting friendly to the parents, playing nice to the entire family. And if it's like a holiday, like wearing the Santa hat, and then they're going out the back door in the building, yelling, swearing at the top and screaming at the top of their heads at their own employees because either things are not going well or they just don't seem to really, care too much. It's almost like they're just revealing their true colors as to who they really, truly are. It's like they look at this stuff as that this is a game, this is a joke, and all they care about more than anything else is themselves. They don't care the least bit about us on numerous occasions.
Jan, my fear about that is that as soon as I get done talking to him, I'm going to have
you start talking to Jan.
I've already gone through that a few nights ago with her, so I know the feeling of those.
Welcome to my world, Nick.
Well, she hasn't called me, so I'm not talking to her.
Oh, you will at some point. You may say not now, but you will.
That was like me and Chrissy the first time. I called her about something, and 3 hours later we got off the phone. Very first time we ever talked. Didn't even know each other.
Well, keep in mind, and I don't know if I even say welcome to your world, Jeremy, because I talk to different investigators on these mock phone calls all the time. It never ends. It's not just Jan.
That just goes to show paranormal investigators and ghost hunters do not have the ability to shut up.
I think what it is, we sit in a vacant room for so many
Yeah.
hours quiet. And so finally when we get someone to talk to, we're like, "Who talk? Yeah, go."
Don't let them fool you.
But and Jesse, yeah.
I want to go back to what Jesse just said. His
Actually, Jesse, my lawyer hasn't really said anything to me about settlement, but he did say that I won't even get a settlement until I'm completely done with all my surgeries. So I'm still a ways off from that. But I do have one spot of good news. I do have one aspect of this whole enchilada that is about to be done completely. I thought it was going to be completely done on Friday. Now we're looking at March 8th. I'm finally getting my crowns.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dentist. And there's a funny story on this one too. But my
Boy.
dentist had got the crowns in me, and they were just a little too big, and he wasn't too comfortable with that, so he had them sent back to the shop to file them down. And now we're looking on the 8th, and if it works good, then the oral stuff is done.
That's good.
Yes. And my lawyer told me, and this is actually Indiana law, that the workman's comp are the ones who gets to pick and choose who works on you and who doesn't. You
I
can't
think
pick.
that's most places.
Yeah.
Chris, shut up. I know what he's saying. I'm not going that direction.
Chris knows because I'm sure
All
he's.
right.
I'm trying to think of the right word to say with that, because that can go off in 20 different directions, and usually it does.
Just be glad Pickle Tom's not watching, because you know him. He would just start making crazy stuff up right now.
Yeah, he's talking about nothing but pickles.
He's Pickle Tom.
He's just Tom.
No, you're not.
The hell you
No,
are.
I was going to say, hell, you're not. You'll be wishing you're sorry, though. Oh, jeez.
It's Jesse. No, actually, that was Jesse sending me a message so that I can have his number. Which, so anyway, so they kept denying my dentist because he's not in their network. So they wanted to send me somewhere else. I kept canceling because I did my research on this guy that they're getting, and this guy has a terrible reputation by word of mouth. And I told my lawyer, I will not see this guy. My teeth are too important to have somebody inferior working on them. I told my oral surgeon that had been doing all of this great work, and I told him and his assistant, this is where they want to send me to. They want to send you to those people? Yeah. So I got the shut up, Chris. So I got the implants put in, and the oral surgeon sent the information to my dentist, who also happens to be his dentist. And my dentist is the one that sent me to this guy in the first place.
Oh my God.
So they know each other well. I have been with my dentist for 20 years almost. I've been with him for a long time. I trust him. I trust his people. So my doctor sends everything to my dentist. Here's all the information you need. I'm handing it off to you. I go in for my regular 6-month cleaning, and he said, okay, we got all this stuff here. That's fine. But I'm worried about how things are going to go with the workman's comp people because they had already told me they don't want me seeing you. He said, let us handle that. They got the approval from the workman's comp to do the crowns. So the people that I wanted to do it are the ones that are doing it.
Now, is this just going to be like, it's not going to be a very long process, I would assume, right? Like when they put the crowns in, like when they start putting the crowns in, because you said before that they were a little bit too big. Then they have to go back and resize them in a way, or they have to get new ones?
They gotta file them down a little bit. They're just a hair too big.
Okay.
But it's just enough to that you know it. But I would have gotten used to it. But he would much prefer that the outside of the crowns line up perfectly with the rest of my teeth.
Okay.
So imagine that you had a spot for imagine you have a spot just for this. Okay?
Yeah.
Add a millimeter on all 4 sides. You're not going to notice.
Yeah, it's not going to fit.
Right? No, it fits.
Well, it fits, but
you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
And not feel it in such a way that it hurts you or it bothers you.
It's just like something's different.
Yes. It's different and something that you would have to just get used to. And I know that in time I would have gotten used to it, but he didn't like it. I'm not going to argue with you on this.
Oh, I was going to say I don't think anybody enjoys something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like not necessarily when you get like that of an oral operation like that. I mean, it's going to be painful.
I swear my crown probably has bitch written inside it because
I'd love to see that.
what it was is my brother-in-law used to make the crowns and all. So he gave me a discount and my dentist had to go through him. So he gave me a discount. But yeah, I told him he probably wrote bitch inside of it before he gave it to the dentist.
Your brother is my favorite person.
It's so I'd love to see if there was someone able to get like a picture of it, like put it. I'd pay money to see that.
He might not have, but I swear he probably did. Knowing him, he probably did.
You sure it could have also been the Todd that could have wrote it?
He could have paid him to do it.
But getting the implants, that's the painful part. Now putting the crowns in, it's not.
Chris, don't take over Tom's role. He's talking like Beavis and Butthead. That's what Tom does all the time. So what if I said that? Deal with pain the whole time for 2 weeks? Really last that long?
I'm going to give my dentist from my childhood props. So when I was like in 5th grade, I had to have a crown put in. And that was supposed to be a temporary crown till I was a certain age. That crown lasted me till I was like 24 years old, like just the other day, I guess. But no, about 23, 24.
I was going to say, so that was yesterday, right?
I know, right? That sucker lasted me that many years before they had to finally go and put a permanent on. No, it was the silver temporary. And that's the only reason they changed it was because it was that silver one.
Ouch. Yikes.
All right, now, Brad, this is where I got lucky. They had to pull the the first set of implants out because they were failing for whatever reason. So they put in bone material and filled in the hole, and then drilled into that. So I shouldn't have anything exposed because
You know,
everything
he had. Well, he said.
was,
Well, he said it was nothing but an exposed nerve for him when the temp crowns didn't stay on.
yeah, because the crown came out, leaving the implant, leaving that open. So anything that would go inside the part where the crown screws into, that's where the nerve is at.
Well, I can understand why then, why it certainly would hurt. Because again, exposed nerve, it's going to hurt like hell.
Yeah. So that's where I got lucky because he put in a bunch of bone material, so that covered everything up. And then he just drilled into that material this last time around.
Well, that's what Jesse just asked. Did they change the operating procedure and our safety rules for that station? That's that's what we were talking about earlier.
Jesse, are you talking?
I thought he was talking about when it comes to putting the crowns in.
I'm not sure exactly what he's. So all in all, in other ways, I have really gotten lucky.
Well, the whole that you're alive, you kind of
Yeah,
got.
that's what's even more.
I
important.
mean,
That too. Oh, and the book that I was writing, based on everything that I was going through, the horror novel Gordon's Recovery, is done.
It's done.
but I got a question. You just made a comment that you can't make money while on workers' comp. So even if you were wanting to sell the book and all this, could you do it right now?
Well, first I got to get the agent first.
But I'm saying though, but is it even worth doing all that right now? Can you make money off something like that?
Here's how I'm looking at this. I'm making just under $30,000 a year from the workman's comp, the take-home portion.
Mm-hmm.
If I sell a book, I can probably make $500,000. Which way do you think I'm going to go?
I don't know if you'd make that much straight up, but I'm just saying though, but I mean, but then you've also would have all your medical bills on top of that, which even if you did would eat up all that.
I am estimating that by the time I get done with everything, well, by the time I do sell a book, I'll be done with everything and they can kiss my ass. Jesse,
let's talk about when you were injured.
Yeah, so the area that I was hurt is no longer there and has been moved somewhere else in the plant.
And wasn't it that they really did not they were supposed to inspect it so much and they hadn't inspected it in years or something?
They had just moved it less than a year prior. They had just moved that station from one place to another, and everything had been real iffy, and we had nothing but problems after they moved it and put it back into operation. We'd be having all kinds of blowouts where we would have hundreds of pounds of peanuts on the floor on a daily basis.
Who's this Facebook user? Definitely not Robert.
That's Sam.
Oh, I got to talk to Sam actually, because I told you guys a while back I was going to try to get her on as a guest at some point.
Yep. Still waiting on that. Sam, the ball is in your court. So, yeah, and they did admit fault. But
I'm sorry. I had to That just sounds so wrong right now.
So who am I getting? Am I getting a sugar daddy or a sugar mama?
that just sounds, that just sounds so wrong. Sugar
I'm
bird.
behaving. I'm behaving tonight. I would love to point that out.
What's up, Robin? Sugar everything.
Sugar kids? I don't know if I'd be able to handle someone else's kid, not my own. It seems like nowadays everybody is saying their kids are demonic, and I don't want anything.
Is that the truth?
Yeah.
That's kind of the reality.
Although
Sam.
maybe we're supposed to be chasing me out of a cornfield.
I think I was supposed to be the cameraman for that one.
Yeah, you were.
Hey, Howie, what's up, Ed?
Hey, Ed.
Ed, yeah, Howie, Ed doesn't matter.
Yeah, he just relaunched his network, and now he's got multiple shows a week.
You don't have ghosts. It's your demonic kids.
That's not what it is. Everybody saying their kids are demons.
Oh, did you ever see that movie, Children of the Corn? Those are demonic kids right there. He just said it right before that. He walks behind the row. Oh, that's so damn funny. Your kid's an angel.
My kids are pure angels, just like their mama.
I don't know about that. If anything, God help them.
I'm gonna have to call you out on that one, Eileen.
Huh?
Gonna have to call you out on that one, Eileen. Okay, what Robert just said,
Satan's an
Robert
angel.
just said, that is 100% true.
That is true. It's not you. And who is? Oh, and, well, and who is their mama? Because it's not you. He wants you too, Malachi. Someone's a fan of that of Children of the Corn.
That was such a great scene when they did that. He wants you to, Malachi, and you just see that look on Malachi. It's almost like a puppy dog, and the ears drop down, the jowls drop down.
Yep. It's like, oh shit.
He did something wrong.
he messed up. He messed up bad.
Yeah. But otherwise, the rest of that movie, Malachi, damn, that kid was evil.
He was. He really was.
He had a great person doing that.
I've actually seen him on a one of the horror film countdowns he was featured on when they talked about Children of the Corn. And as evil as he is in that movie, in reality, he's like this really nice guy. Like you could be friends with him like drop of a hat. He's like one of the nicest guys you could ever meet.
I remember he did an episode or two on Monk.
Oh, on Monk.
Yeah. He
Have you watched the new Monk show or the movie?
I have. I loved it.
I did too. I so hated watching that one go off.
I actually got chills there at the very end.
Brad, you never seen Children of the Corn? What the hell?
Oh my gosh, you're such a nerd.
No, the nerd ones I have seen this shit.
No,
He's
the
the
cool
opposite
ones.
of the nerd.
The cool ones have seen it.
There you
That's me. Yeah, I'm one of them. Come on, Brad.
go. Now, to be fair, the original Children of the Corn doesn't really follow the short story, but the 2000
2009. If you're
2000
talking about
version,
the TV one, that was 2009.
yes, that one followed the short story almost to a T.
They actually used like more real kids than even the original one did, and I'm not even gonna bring it up, but there was one part of that movie that really disturbed the hell out of me.
There
I
are
didn't like it
many
at all.
reasons. There's many reasons we're gonna have to disown Brad. So that's just one of the many.
Yeah. All right. What do we? So where do I side? Sean, no, that
In Nebraska,
yeah,
Sean.
I was about to say that was in Nebraska.
You might say, yeah.
Yeah. There, I don't think there were very many movies out that had evil children.
Well, the only ones I could think of, the only other one that I could think of that was released prior to Children of the Corn was Village of the Damned from the early 60s and the somewhat sort of sequel to it, Children of the Damned. But other than that, it's the only ones I could think of aside from also, well, it wasn't a group of kids, but of course you had The Omen too.
Well, back in that day, that kind of topic would be kind of taboo, and they wouldn't dare do anything like that on the screen.
Right. But the
But-
only one I could think of before that, before Children of the Corn, was Village of the Damned, which that's actually one of my dad's favorite movies.
I have always wanted to see the original Village of the Damned because I've only seen the one with Christopher Reeve, and that one there is a creepy movie. But I would love to see what they did with the '60s one.
It's
I want to read the story, the Man Witch Cuckoos. I want to read that story.
yeah, I've seen the original Village, and that's I could see why my dad loves that movie so much. It's just a creepy film. You know, it came out in 1960, black and white, and I think it might have been made in the UK. Actually, I think it's a British horror film. And but what's also interesting about the somewhat sort of sequel to it, Children of the Damned, what I like about that one too is unlike Village, where all the kids were, I guess you could say, almost identical. They had like whitish, I don't know if they were supposed to have white or like blonde hair, but under the black and white camera. But in Children of the Damned, instead of a whole group, it was just 6 of them. And also, it was very racially diverse. And it's also very interesting that this was also taking place during the height of the Cold War. So you had these different kids with these telepathic abilities from different countries around the world.
The Midwich Cuckoos is the name, not the Man Witch. The Midwich Cuckoos.
All right, Brad hasn't seen that either. Let's disown him right now.
Baby, I just seen him a long time ago.
It would make sense if the 1960 movie was made in England because the story itself is set in an English village.
That's what I figured.
The author John Wyndham lived in England, so yeah, it would make perfect sense for them to film it in England.
Yeah. But then the other one, like I said, it was kind of more diverse because you had, like, again, there were 6 of them. You had like one kid who was from the U.S., another from England, another from Nigeria, another from China, from India, I believe, and also I can't remember what the last one was, but from all different countries. Oh, I think actually, yeah, no, I can't remember the last one.
Okay, so
Actually, I think no, I think it just came back. I think the last kid with this group was from Russia, I think. So somewhere in the Soviet Union.
Village of the Damned was originally supposed to have been filmed in California, but it got moved to England.
Children of the Greys. Not necessarily. You don't really find out exactly if they're supposed to. Well, you kind of do, but it's hard to tell if they're like supposed to be like extraterrestrial kids or if they're just kids that are just born with these telepathic abilities. Their eyes glow on many occasions.
See,
Village
I miss Tales from the Crypt.
Ah, good series. Well, did you see before? I actually tried being like the Crypt Keeper on my when we did the anniversary video. I don't sound a bit like the Crypt Keeper, but I try my best.
I actually have the Tales of the Crypt Christmas album.
What? There's
Yeah.
a Christmas album?
You didn't know it?
No, I didn't. I really didn't. Uh-oh. Show and
Okay.
tell.
There we go.
I was going to say, I haven't seen that picture in a while. Oh, wait. Then that means... Oh, I guess it's not going to work on my side. Never mind.
Were you Jeremy?
Yeah, well, I'm also Jeremy, too.
Now, I watched a movie last night. I guess it's been out a couple of years. And it kind of reminded me of a wannabe Scream meets a wannabe I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving! Yeah! That movie's awesome.
I was like, hold on. It kind of reminded me of a wannabe of each of those.
It's supposed to be an homage to the slasher films of the 80s.
Yeah.
That movie was... Oh! Wow! That's awesome! How did I not know about that? Have yourself a scary little Christmas. I love it. Here, wait. I'm gonna zoom. I can't see. I'm gonna zoom in on that. Hang on a second. Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, here we go. It's a little bit blurry.
Well, the track listing: Deck the Halls with Parts of Charlie.
That's awesome.
Jungle Bells. We Wish You Buried the Missus. Mo Tettelbaum. A Christmas Card for the Crypt Keeper.
That's a
Christmas
smart one.
Wrap.
What is it called?
A Christmas Card for the Crypt Keeper.
No, the one after that one. What was that one called?
Christmas Wrap.
Okay, Christmas Wrap.
Crypt Keeper's Family Christmas. Twas the Fright Before Christmas.
Heard of that name before.
12 Days of Cryptmas. Revenge of the Crypt Keeper. And Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Now that one, he actually sings the song the right way. No parody, no nothing. But in the background, there's all kinds of scary shit happening. And, well, there's all kinds of scary shit happening. And you're hearing the Crypt Keeper sing that song in the
Okay,
back.
Brad's got to be
Brad,
lying.
yeah, you're dead to me, Brad. You are dead to me. How could you?
What have you watched?
Traitor! I know what you did to that turkey. Seriously, that movie Thanksgiving was awesome. Didn't you just watch that not too long ago, Jeremy? Thanksgiving, the movie, because Eileen said she just watched it herself.
That was a pretty good show for what it was.
And,
It wasn't. Now the very beginning of it had that feeling like it was going to be some sort of a hokey show,
Yeah.
but after they got past that part, it wasn't.
I already told you, Jeremy, and they're already starting to make a sequel, Thanksgiving 2. Supposed to be coming out for Thanksgiving of 2025.
Yeah,
So
because they never found the body.
I figured there was going to be a sequel coming. So John Carver the killer, as he's called. As the title goes, I mean the tagline, they said, "You ain't seen stuffing yet."
Yeah.
Oh God, Cabin Fever, that movie that scarred me almost for life. And I'm talking about the
That-
original one.
The original one, that was
Oh.
really, really disturbing. The part with the shovel. Wow.
Yes. Oh God, that part scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, that was so disturbing.
Like her face completely rotten away, where it's like a zombie almost. And did you ever hear how they actually shot that? By the way, what Ryder Strong had said in interviews about that.
No.
He said doing that scene where he had to like pick up the shovel and he slams it down to the ground, and just literally right under the camera is director Eli Roth. He's holding these, ketchup like squirt bottles full of blood, and he's like, and each time he's hitting the ground, Eli Roth is just like squishing it out on Ryder Strong. He said it was the happiest day of his life to cover him in fake blood.
Wow.
And then let's not forget, of course, this was an even more messed up scene. Let's not forget that leg shaving scene in that movie. That was horrible.
That shovel scene is the only one that I actually remember. I don't remember any other part of that.
Oh God, I'm surprised you don't remember the leg shaving scene. That was another scene you never forgot.
I don't. Now, I do remember the very end of it where I think they were using that water for a bottling.
Yeah, the contaminated water.
Yeah. But yeah.
That movie was nasty. Excuse me, to release at Xmas time. Shanksgiving, what? Pauline Knight, Michael Shanks.
Oh man, that man will always be Daniel Jackson to me.
Zombievers. There's a movie by that name. Do I even want to look it up?
We got zombie everything else, so why not zombie beavers?
Now do something similar in Tremors. I'm sure they did. That's one of Don's favorite movies, speaking of which.
I remember when I was watching Tremors the first time, it was like I did not want to get out of bed because I was so scared that I was going to make noise and something was going to come out of the ground.
Well, actually, here's a little fact for you guys. You guys know that Tremor. Okay, so I guess Brad has seen Tremors then.
Oh my
All
gosh.
right, it's about time.
He's actually got something for him.
Well, Tremors, believe it or not, is actually supposed to be based on a real, a supposed real life cryptid. Did you guys know about that?
They can stay wherever it is.
It's what's known as the Mongolian death worm, said to inhabit the Gobi Desert. But its means of killing though is different than what the graboids do in the Tremors movies.
Everything's based on Brad's ex.
Better check your bed now. There you go.
And I've said this before, but it's pretty sad that Brad has actually got me feeling sorry for his ex.
You know what? I actually got to go back to a comment. And this was when we were talking about, the gas stations earlier. And like I said, that
I love how you say it. That you're killing a lot of us. How you say it.
I don't know how I'm saying it differently.
It's almost like you're saying guess or guest, but yeah, you're killing me here.
It's Nick. It's goss.
Goss. Sounds like you were actually about to say gospel.
It is
you were going to say gospel.
It's at the gas station.
No, there was where was that? Because all this talk about the X.
Don't worry about it.
Somebody said earlier that they've actually seen, I think it might have been Chris, who said Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it because there's just oh wait, here it is. Yeah, Chris caught the cashier and her ex fighting when I walked out of the bathroom. I was going to say this earlier, saying, Chris, was this Brad and the ex? Is that what you're talking about? It probably was, wasn't it?
Chris, were you at that gas station when we were there?
Gosh, station.
Robert said gear station. I actually have a gear station.
There's gear stations?
No, that's what everybody says. It sounds like you're saying.
My tech stuff, all my investigation gear. I basically have my own gear station right there on the other side of the house.
There's real gear stations. Like, the hell is that?
Nick, you're missing the point.
I know, I got it. I was just saying. Never mind.
That's the name of the show from now on, everybody.
The gear
Supernatural
station.
Talk no longer exists. It is now never mind. But no, I have my own gear station. Remember, that's why I have my things tech closet.
I was just thinking that already reminds me already of something else, and that's actually involving Family Guy. If you guys remember that episode when Peter was like, "You know what really grinds my gears?" You guys remember that one? You don't remember? You haven't seen that episode? Come on, someone's
I
gotta
don't
have seen that.
remember them. I've seen them all, but I don't remember them.
It was one of the older episodes. There's like a few gears in the station.
Yes, Irene, we are. Yes, we are.
Well, the almost rave's been. Never mind. Okay, Chris remembers what I'm talking about then. Open gear talk. That's a new way to put these episodes. Instead of open mic chat, open gear talk.
A show on gears. That could be an interesting show, couldn't it?
Yeah, but how can we gear through all of it?
Well, talking about all the investigations equipment that we use.
Yeah, it's gear shifters. Copycats really grind my gears.
Oh man, Gavin has been heavy on that one.
I'm sure. Another piece
No,
of
he's been doing these posts lately. What really grinds my gears today.
You know what? Let me take that back. Actually, I have seen him do that.
Yeah. And, you know, the thing is, he is not wrong in anything he's been saying.
No, he's not. Keep holding your number 10. The gears in your underwear.
I don't even want to think I don't even want to think about that. Let me check on something here.
While you're looking that up, I gotta ask. Where's your cat been?
Michael's over there playing his game, so the cat's over there with her daddy.
Apparently, Irene says you're blushing, Jeremy.
I don't blush.
No, that's Nick.
Not me. Here we go. Okay, so this is our 93rd episode.
Yes.
We're less than 2 months away, folks, from 100 episodes of Supernatural Talk.
Oh my God.
That is something to blush about.
I'm not blushing yet.
Well, your shirt is.
My shirt, it's already red.
Yeah, so your shirt's blushing.
I'm surprised.
Never mind.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
So how cool is that? We are approaching 100 episodes of this show.
Now let's focus on the next 200 so we can get to 200.
Yeah, forget that. Let's party.
Party like it's 1999.
Here, need them candy strippers to fix them gears. So there we go. That's what we'll do to celebrate 100 episodes. Don't let Vin Diesel hear that. We might keep going.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do something special for the 100th episode.
No. Which one did you say we're at?
Or
93.
93.
What about if we bring as many guests on, like periodic, that we had throughout the show, even if it's like 10 minutes per guest or whatever?
I like that idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Because you have
Of
too
course.
many, you won't be able to hear anybody. But
I'm just going to say already, if Marcus is one of them, just so you know, Eileen, he already declared I'm his favorite now.
that's only because he thought I left him.
April 18th. Mark your calendars. April 18th is going to be our 100th episode. That is, if we don't miss any shows between now and then.
That's about 7 weeks from now. Yeah.
Yeah,
6,
so
7 weeks.
April 18th is our 100th episode. So we're gonna have to do something special for that.
Looks like we got another Facebook user. Is this Chantel? Because she says woke up asleep and thought I'd say hi. Because usually that's Chantel. It's usually late over in South Africa.
Yeah, she doesn't normally.
Wait. The Facebook user says 10 days.
10
when's
days
your
after I
birthday?
turned 51.
It's Lois.
It's who? Oh, Lois. Oh, my God. Okay. Guys, dress up in an Easter bunny suit for thing celebration. do you mean like do you actually mean more like a Playboy bunny, Irene?
Does that make her birthday April 8th?
Hey, Nick, we want to be able to stay on the air.
No, not 12-hour show, Brad. That is definitely not going to happen.
So my birthday is April 8th.
Donnie Darko get up. There you go. See, there you go. Here's the more appropriate version. Just dress up like Donnie Darko.
Or dress up like the Easter Bunny Massacre Killer.
Oh, God, no. And wax the legs. Lois, I'm surprised that you're up this late. Holy cow. This is the first time seen her watch our show, actually.
So she's got the same birthday as me then. I'll be 24 on April 8th.
So, oh, wait. Now I understand why you're going to be 24 again. Because it's a leap year. And that is definitely not going to happen. I am not shaving my head. Lois, shocked the way the Playboy.
Yeah, we don't want to get any Playboys on this show because we want to be able to keep our page.
Yeah. I'll jump out of the cake for y'all. Get one of those giant cakes and have Chris jump up out of it.
Jumping out of a cupcake?
Yeah, I think a cupcake. I guess that's what he means. It's gonna be awfully hard to do that.
Yeah, if you're small enough.
You would have to literally crouch in a fetal position.
Yeah. Last week, even though we were 2 hours later than usual, we still did very well with audience, having an audience, having so many people watching us that late. So that was a nice surprise.
Brad, that's dark. That's when you find out someone forgot to tell Chris to get out of the cake before it's put into the oven.
Ooh, it's gonna get a little hot in there.
Well, I was actually thinking of yet another Family Guy episode where they kind of did something like that, where it's like a giant cake, and there's supposed to be a stripper inside the cake, and Peter, he takes a butcher knife, he cuts through the cake, but doesn't realize he cuts through the head of the stripper. So she's screaming in pain, she dies right there, and Peter's like, "Oh damn, coconut." I cared only about the flavor of the cake, not realizing there was somebody in there. Good night, Lois. Love you too.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I think this is Robert. Knows what I'm talking about.
No, yeah, that's Lois.
Oh, it is Lois. I thought it was Robert.
Now, Robert's the one that said giggity.
Giggity.
What is it with? Hang on.
Yeah, what the Facebook user thing?
Yes. All right, both of you in the link. But yeah, that's pretty exciting that we're coming up on 100 episodes. We have been, I think there's only been one Thursday, well, aside from Thanksgiving, there's only been one other Thursday that I think we missed.
Birthday is May 10th, 1 week after Mayhem at the Abbey. Oh, there we go. Now we see Robert.
Yeah, that works. That works. Now, hopefully, you won't have to do that again. It should be a one and done deal.
Like I said, mine does that periodically.
Yeah, I don't get that. Unless you log out for whatever reason, but I don't know.
I don't know what Chris is talking about right here.
Oh yeah, see, he was sending that to a friend. Not to us. He's sending that to a friend.
The birthday? Or wait, what was he sending?
No, he's saying he's not sending it to us. He's sending it to a friend.
Okay.
Not
All righty.
us.
Oh yeah, see, I was right about his birthday.
All right, guys, we're coming up 8 minutes till the hour. We're gonna have to start wrapping up pretty soon so that Myth and Mystery come on.
I don't need that, Brad. I am perfectly fine without the roaches.
Go for it, Brad. Go for
No,
it, Brad.
no,
I will
no.
be your friend if you do it.
Patches, Brad, patches.
I got a friend who I'm gonna call up a friend. He knows how to exterminate them.
We're gonna create a new team called the Things of Cockroach.
I'm good. I don't need it. Nick is gonna rap for us.
No comment on that one.
Yeah, no comment on that one either. I'm good. Yeah, Irene, I am not surprised. They got the big ones down in Japan. Are you sure you don't want to use your 50-50? What 50-50?
I said phone a friend.
Oh,
He's-
yes. I just saw it now. I can see what he means, man. Yep. Who wants to be a millionaire? No, that's well, wait a minute. No, 50-50, that's when it took off two of the wrong answers. Phoning a friend was a separate thing. Did you guys also get, since Irene's here, did you guys also get that invite for the podcast that they're trying to put together, the Spooky Japan page? Did you guys, because I got it.
I honestly don't know. I have not really been on Facebook itself much in the past. Ooh,
Welcome to Joe's
hot
apartment.
minute.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Nick?
No, I'm just reading what Robert said.
No.
Welcome to Joe's apartment.
Before that.
No, I was talking about if you got an invite from Irene for the podcast she's trying to put together, Spooky Japan. They were going to start putting a Facebook page of it first before they would decide on when they're going to. Yeah, okay, so Irene will send it to you. But
Send
they
me
were
a
going to try
message
to.
on Messenger when you do, because like I said, I haven't really been on Facebook itself in a hot minute.
Yeah, they were going to start creating a page first before they eventually decide when they were going to do the show. So it's a matter of waiting. It's not that we're in a rush or anything. No rush, but it's nice to see that they're stepping up their efforts to make this show a reality. Because I'm looking forward. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward when they get started with this.
Yeah, I know. I've been waiting. I know Irene's been wanting to do one for a long, long time.
Yep.
Yeah, I know we're all busy with everything, Irene.
Yeah.
Next week.
Okay. Yeah, I've just been busy with everything else. Tomorrow I'm going to start a new story, and yeah.
That reminds me of something else I got to bring up because I told about this actually to Lois and Rosie earlier today, since we got a couple minutes. So I just got this email on Facebook, of course. Obviously, you guys know all too well with my association with. Oh, wait, hang on. I just wanted to point what Robert just said. Busier with walking again.
Yeah, he's got to relearn how to walk again.
Yeah, because he had part of his leg amputated, so it's got to be a little bit tough to kind of start.
All right, here you go.
Did get the weekly
I will
thread.
find you and I'll start digging that grave for you.
Okay, I can't do it from my side because the green screen's covering it, but I actually am doing it though. But
Well,
anyways,
if you come closer to the screen, we can see it.
I can't. Wait.
Put it in front of you.
Come on.
Put it in front of you.
Put it like right in front of your mic. There you go.
There you go.
I look silly doing that.
Well, of course it's not going to be the same, Brad.
Rehab is going well with the hospitals for keeping the leg between
Like the
sessions.
rest of us, take what you can get.
But anyways, I got a notification from the Nightmare Suit page. They said that obviously it's been a while since they've really done much, but they're starting to get back up and working again. They have released, well, actually, no, they haven't released it yet. So the announcement they got, and thankfully I got it actually right here. I'll just read this. It's not long or anything. So what they had announced was just like 6 days ago. Yep, here it is. Hey, everyone, we've been pretty quiet for a while, but we're slowly gearing back up. First thing on the list is we will be releasing a second edition of Nightmare Soup 1. We love the first book, but in all honesty, we always thought the second and third books were better. So we rewrote a huge chunk of it. Some of the stories are drastically different and much longer. With that said, we've hired editors in the past, and they were great. But no matter how many times they would go over the book, there would always be a few typos remaining. So we were wondering if anyone here would like a free digital copy of the second edition. Only thing we ask in return is for you to read it and let us know if you see any glaring mistakes. So I was able to get that free second edition from them because I was gonna check for typos. But get this though, when I mentioned about that these stories are different, they weren't kidding. They actually did change parts of the stories. And no, I'm not signing over to Disney, Robert. It has no association with Disney at all. So I haven't read the full thing. I've only read the first couple stories, but I will tell you this. Jeremy, obviously, you know all too well when you did the first story, I Hate Clowns. It's a different story now. They changed a lot.
It was a short story.
Well, I think what was once like 1 to 2 pages, I think now it was like it's like 6 pages now. They actually made this. They literally altered them to make them even last longer. So I can't say for sure. There's a possibility we may have to re-record some of our stories again, but at least as second edition wise.
So they probably went more in depth into it.
Well, they also did make some changes. I know I'm going to have to say this quick. So you remember, obviously, the story all too well. Kid goes to a birthday party. He's afraid of clowns. Takes the clown's nose and then is stalked and then loses his own nose in the when he goes to check the bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, in this new version, instead of going to his friend's house, the scenery's even different. They go to at first I thought this was a typo itself until I started seeing this more on the page. They end up going to this place called, I think it's called Chuckles Cheese. I can understand why they're calling it, because other name obviously trademarked. And instead of dealing with a real creepy
You
looking,
can use Chuck E. Cheese.
they use Chuckles Cheese instead. And the mascots are all different, of course, but the lead mascot is this time they're animatronics, including an animatronic clown. So they're robots in this case.
So they're kind of going the route of Five Nights at Freddy.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm reading it. I'm like, I don't know, but this seems to have very much of a very Five Nights at Freddy vibe to it. So it was interesting. They have Jar Jar. Yeah, laugh at the lactose intolerant. So I'm not saying I got to get through the rest of the book. I got to see what the rest of the stories are like, see which ones may have to be re-recorded. But as of right now, I got several other audiobook projects I got to work on first. So I don't think we're going to be working on it anytime soon, but I'll keep you guys up. I'll definitely keep you updated. Obviously, when I start reading these books, I'm even going to read the previous audiobooks. So
Okay,
way,
we need to get off now.
Yeah. Well, that's all I had to say. That's all I had to really put anyway.
Okay. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and hop off of here. Thank you so much for playing along. I don't know what the plan is for next week. We'll figure it out at some point.
Eileen will be the guest this time.
Yeah. Might show up.
Yeah.
Guest in it. Guest at 24.
So thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Night.